Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Kris.
All right, Kris, we are here with a special holiday episode. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Here we are. So we took a little trip, not very far for me in San Jose.
No, it was a short little trip. I had to blast down from Livermore down to San Ho, and then we met up and went down to where did we go? We went down towards
San Jose.
Yeah, San Jose, down to kind of warehouse district a little bit.
Yeah. So NorCal Raptor Runs held a charity event and made it happen. I got to give them credit. They were determined to make this thing happen, and they made it happen.
They did.
So there was a ton of Raptors there, which was super cool. Then the HELLATRAILS group was there, which is the Toyota Overlander Club. I'll just call them.
That's right.
They got all the cool Toyotas. And we saw some familiar faces.
Yes, we did.
That we met at the event last year that the HELLATRAILS event put on that toy drive.
Right.
So we saw our buddy Lee Lim out saying FJ80.
That's right.
Yep. We saw Truck Norris there.
We did,
the world famous Truck Norris.
Yep.
The Rogue Adventurer, Jeff.
Oh yeah, we saw him
there with his new Raptor.
Yeah, badass.
Yeah, he took the red clown shoes off of it. When he first bought it, the thing had red rims. It looked hideous. That's the first thing I told him. I'm like, "Where's your clown shoes?"
Oh boy!
But anyways, and then so the charity, every freaking dime went to this given hour, which we will learn from Chad and Kris that we interviewed. So this is a quick interview with them from that event. And we wanted to get it out, just a little holiday bonus episode here. 'Tis the season for giving, Kris.
Absolutely.
And we're giving extra, too. Extra content.
Wheeling Wine and Whiskey's always given. That's right.
There you go. So let's roll into that interview, shall we?
Yes, let's do it. Roll it.
All right, Kris, we are here on remote with the NorCal Raptor Runs. We got Chad and Kris here. And I want to welcome you guys to the podcast. And this want to hear more about this event that put on here for the veterans and what all was involved with the Give an Hour, which I just learned about today, which is really a cool charity.
Right on. Well, we really appreciate you guys having us. Give an Hour is an excellent charity going towards the vets. Chad, would you like to elaborate a little bit more on that?
Sure, yeah. So Give an Hour, they're a national charity. They're a nonprofit who helps out with free and confidential mental health care. They work with active duty, reserve, veterans, their families, and then they also have a wing that helps out with people who are affected by man-made and natural disasters. So there's a wide kind of gamut of things that they help with. They started a while back ago, and it initially started at least with providers offering a free hour per month of their time towards people of those categories, and then it's pretty much evolved into what they are today. And so I had a interview with the CEO last week, and he told me that they just reached their 330,000th hour of
Holy
free
smokes,
mental
really?
health care. Yeah, 330,000 hours.
How cool is that?
330,000 hours
over about a 15-year span, but It's been a ramp up since. And so just this year alone, they've done about 30,000 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a fantastic service.
Definitely be helping out quite a few people that need it in this time.
And we got a jet flying over right now, so bear with us for one moment.
It's the private Wheeling Wine and Whiskey jet. Lorenzo just came in from Mexico.
Yeah, that's the net jet. So
we're in the flight path of San Jose International.
So how did you guys get involved with this charity?
Yeah, so before last year, we hung out with HELLATRAILS at their charity for the Oakland Children's Hospital.
Okay, yep,
and
we were there.
Wanted to do, you guys were there. We saw you.
Right. Yeah.
We wanted to do something similar this year. We knew 2020 we were going to ramp up NorCal Raptor Runs into what it was, or something larger than what it was. We started in 2017 as a almost like a friends group, something a little bit larger than a friends group.
Okay.
And then it was just an off-roading kind of hangout, go out for a couple days and come back and go back to work on Monday. And it turned into what it is now, or at least what it's turning into now, is a larger group of guys who, just want to go out, go off-road. We do the, group dinners the first night. We do, shooting days, or we go to beach days,
shooting.
or
Nice.
we all the whole thing. And then we're back at work on Monday.
Right.
That's kind of the whole thing. So
Weekend Warriors.
pretty much. And
Yeah.
so we saw what HELLATRAILS did last year for the Oakland Children's Hospital, and we said, or at least I said, hey, I want to do something similar next year with NorCal Raptor runs. So I had known about Given Hours since I was in the Coast Guard, and I had known that they were at least, some, what they were doing, or at least some about what they were doing. And so this year, 2020, as we ramped up towards, the end of the year, I said, well, we have to pick some cause.
Sure.
And so I looked at Given Hour, and I reached out to Given Hour, and I said, hey, would this be something that you would want to partner with us on, or what would you like? And they were all about it, and they were
cool.
very interested in it, and they've been actually a really, really big help this entire time. So it's been really good.
Yeah,
That's great.
definitely something that hits home for me. I've got my father who was in Vietnam as a medic. His helicopter got shot down. He's got burn scars on his arms and things like that from that. But yeah, it's definitely something that definitely hits home. As far as vets and helping them out and their families and things like that. There's definitely no doubt that there's some mental stuff that might come up, and this Given Hour thing is really cool because it gives back to the people that have gone through that and fought for our country and things like that. So just something that really hits home for me.
Absolutely.
I think this year has been especially hard with COVID and depression or anxiety. And if you have PTSD, and you were seeing a therapist, and maybe now they're busier because of everyone else who needs to see a therapist or whatever it might be. Now
work's scarce.
You have to look elsewhere to seek treatment, and
Or you might not even be able to get it.
or you might not even be able to get in.
I know
and it's
a lot
just
of places just aren't seeing people right now.
exactly. Or telemed or telehelp is good, but it's not the same as sitting in a therapist's office, and it doesn't provide the same relief and the same connection. So, if we can benefit Given Hour to provide more hours in session, then that's all we want to do. So
Right.
Excellent. Well, looking at the turnout today, there were, I didn't count the number of rigs, but this parking lot, this whole area was filled, and the inside was filled. 75 rigs?
I think a little more. So we did the calculation for just the parking lot, and his parking lot can hold 120. I think we were about, give or take, we were there maybe about 100 or so. And then inside, I think we had 8 or 9 trucks, 4 or 5 trucks, whatever. So right at about 120 or so. And that was kind of the take today. So that was pretty good. That was what we had on paper for pre-registration, and yeah, that was a really good turnout today.
Great.
I think we did a lot of good for Given Hour, and I'm really happy with what we did today.
And made people aware of it. Like I say, I didn't know what it was or anything until I talked to you this morning. So that's really cool. Make awareness of that. What a great charity.
And I think they're happy with what we're doing. So maybe next year, this is obviously our first annual attempt at it, but next year can be a second annual, third annual, that kind of thing. And
well, I'll tell you, if you can make it happen this year, you can make it happen any year.
That's right.
So,
that's
commend
been
you guys because
been a constant issue. Yeah.
Organizing events is not easy. And anybody that's organized events before knows. And then in this year, in these times especially, it makes it even more difficult. So commend you, Chad and Kris, and Sarge is the other party involved, I guess, too. But that's great. You guys,
thank you.
Yeah, very cool. So, NorCal Raptor runs. How do people find you? You want to promote your club there?
Sure. So we have an Instagram, NorCal Raptor runs on Instagram. You can follow us there.
Great.
We are active there, but we are active after we do our runs. And basically, if we go out and do a run, and we'll post photos of the event, and we'll say, hey, check this out, look at what we just did, and that. If you want to join us to go on our next run, we really encourage you to find us on Facebook at NorCal Raptor Runs.
Okay.
That's where we post all of our pre-run information. So you'll find dates, events, anything and everything that you can imagine, times, and we we give about generally 2 months notice for an event, and so that's usually enough time for all of our members to get the day off or whatever it might be. We try to keep things, like I said, to a Saturday morning to a Sunday night type thing, because a lot of our guys, at least when I founded NorCal Raptor Runs, I couldn't get a Friday off and I couldn't take a Monday off. It just the Coast Guard wouldn't let me do it all the time, and there's all these groups that go and do massive runs, and they go down to Baja, and they go down to Cabo and do the whole thing. It's great, it's fantastic, but it's a lot of money, and it's 7 days, and plus travel time on either side. So I found a good niche with the guys who couldn't take a Friday off, couldn't take a Monday off. We keep our runs, family friendly. You can bring your dog, you can bring your kids, and it's a good all around time. So Facebook is our number one source where you can contact us.
Yeah,
So you do
primarily Facebook. Instagram, it's pretty good, but it's public. But we like to keep everything on our private group, and we do most of our advertising on Facebook, and then if there's something that comes up, we're able to advertise it easily, and then we can also personal message our regular members and things like that. So
Cool.
So how do you become a member other than owning a Raptor?
So you actually don't even have to own a Raptor. That's it's obviously in the title of the group. It's a little bit of a misconception.
Yeah,
I completely
I'm like,
understand.
wait a minute.
No, I completely understand. We've had that question lately as we've gotten a little bit bigger. We ask that whatever vehicle that you drive, it can keep up with the stock capabilities of a Raptor.
Okay.
So you don't have to have some linked truck, or you don't have to have this crazy pre-runner. We ask that whatever you drive, it just has the capabilities of a stock Raptor, because we keep all of our runs so that a stock Raptor out of the gate, out of the dealership, can go out and run our runs and not have a problem. And that's again a little bit of a difference from what we do versus some of the other runs, is that we don't want you to break your truck and not have a daily driver to get to work on Monday.
Right.
And that's kind of our deal. So whatever, if you could drive a Chevy, you could drive a Toyota Tacoma, whatever you want to drive, it has to just keep up with the pace and the abilities of a stock Raptor.
Dodges need not apply, Chris.
What about a Jeep?
Well, Jeep, hey, believe it or not, we've had Jeeps come on our runs. They excel. They have a really good time. Yeah, Rams though, don't apply.
There you go.
and we know that we're going to have beginner.
I saw a couple of Rams out here tonight or this afternoon.
I think they were with HELLATRAILS. I don't know if they were with that.
It must be HELLATRAILS. And we know, we've got guys that have just purchased their Raptor. They got a brand new 2018 that they just bought. They've never driven it. They don't know what all the different drive modes and blah, blah, blah. So we understand that. So we've actually had quite a few recovery missions on some of our trails.
Oh, boy.
And, it happens.
All right.
But, these guys are learning their trucks, and we welcome that.
Absolutely.
We want to test the limits of these trucks, and that's the whole idea behind our runs, and we're really excited to get the people out there to try all the different drive modes and things like that in their trucks. And so we encourage new members to come out, and we typically advertise if it's going to be an easy trail, medium or if it's going to be a hard kind of rock crawling in some spots type of trail. So we're typically pretty good about advertising that. So we just we welcome all different levels of expertise.
We don't want people to freak out when they come out with us. We have a very it's a rigid requirement list, because there's just a safety aspect
I
to
get
it.
Oh,
But
Been there, done that.
But it's not. So we want to make sure that it's not financially limiting to get into.
Right.
So we've tailored our list to that, but then we've also had to make sure that whatever we ask our members to carry on a run makes everyone at least semi-self-sustainable. We don't need you to carry $10,000 in gear, but we want you to carry a little bit, just so that way everyone can rely. The weakest link mentality. We want everyone to rely on each other.
Sure.
But we don't want to constantly be kind of chasing after the weakest link. So
to add on that, I just would like to say that Chad's obviously in the industry. He works for Apollo Optics, and we offer a discount to our members that are actually active members in the group. So he's very good about giving them some kind of deal, so that we ask for a minimum amount of equipment on each run, and Chad's very accommodating when it comes to them buying that equipment to get on the run and basically be safe on the run with their families.
Yeah,
so that's actually another really cool thing that NorCal Raptor Runs does.
Right on.
Awesome.
Right on. Yeah. Our club, we do a safety clinic, twice a year at Hollister. So, I mean, we're all about the whole safety thing and in preparing people for it, because it's great to get people introduced into the sport. But yeah, you need to carry some basic supplies and be willing to learn if you're brand new to it. So
yeah, we've noticed with other groups, you get into it, it's a little daunting to start.
Oh yeah,
and that's why you might read forums, you might read whatever, but you could either overbuy or underbuy depending on the group and who's telling you what to get. So we make a basic checklist. It's pretty simple to follow, and then it covers all the bases. So when you go out on a run, you've got the bases covered to where if you're in our group, you're going to have a good time. You can bring your family, you can bring your kids. And, no matter what, we're never going to leave you out on the trail. We're going to all come home together, and it's going to be, a memory of the event no matter what. So
right on. That's great.
Hopefully a good memory.
Very, very well said.
Exactly. Very cool. So you kind of mentioned the different runs. I'm just curious, like you said, an easy run. Give me an idea of what an easy run is and what would be a hard run for you guys.
Sure. So an easy run, we did a beach barbecue back in August, I believe it was, and that was up to Chadbourne Gulch. It's a drivable beach in California. It's one of the 5 or 6, the very, very few that are drivable in California, and it's the one that's kind of adjacent to where at least most of our members are. So we went out there. It's a little bit north of Fort Bragg. Easy run. It's a great on-road drive to get there. Super pretty. And then you get on the beach, we can rip up and down the beach a little bit. It's fun. It's a different environment than what you would normally see, but it's an easy run because the off-road portion is not very difficult.
Got it.
It's very simplistic in its sense, but it's a great time. You get the sunset, you get the ocean. It's an environment that's not kind of common to at least California.
Cool.
A more advanced run would be something like what we did back in June. We went from Carson City to Tonopah, Nevada, and back, which is about 250 miles away. So it's about a 500-mile off-road round trip, multi-day.
Wow.
We pay for everything. So when you purchase the run, it's start to finish, meals, hotel, the maps, we chase truck, the gear, everything you can ever imagine. We pay for.
Pride ourselves in all the things that we offer on the runs.
We make it as all-inclusive as possible.
Very cool.
And that's about 500 miles. But that would be more of a heightened level of run that we would put on. It's 500 miles versus, a few miles off-road.
Sure.
So is that all like rocky terrain, fire roads, or all of the
that
above?
One's a mix. So Nevada, obviously we're western Nevada, but that's a good mix because you have a little bit of a rocky section, a little bit of a hilly section when you begin. Then in the middle, you kind of stretch out to where there's some fire roads, there's some non-graded roads, but they're straight and wide.
Let the Raptors eat there,
and you can hit the limiter quite a few times, and it's super. Turn traction control off, put it back in a 2-wheel drive, and let it hang out around the corners. So that's a fun time. And then you come back and kind of do a little bit more of a technical section. So it's pretty fun. So those runs, and we definitely introduce a mix of more challenging, and we never exclude someone to where if they don't like that. There's some people who don't like. Sure. If you want to go fast. But if you don't want to hang out around the corners and do that kind of thing, you don't have to. And we always separate enough to where everyone has their own little environment in between. And so we give everyone a good mix of what they want to do. It's so far it's worked out really well, and everyone's really liked it. So
you're doing like quarterly, roughly 4 or 5 events a year, or
generally a little more. We try to do every 6 weeks. So we try to
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks maybe for the bigger events, and we do maybe 2 6-week events where we do 6 weeks and 6 weeks or a little bit lighter event. Just the 8 weeks, the larger events take just more time to plan. That's just all it is.
Yeah,
and
we got to pre-run the trails, go get hotels, things like that.
Yeah, we pre-run it at least twice. Once as a beginning evolutionary trail, and then twice. The second time is usually the final trail. So we try to do 10, or at least this year we did 8.
Wow. Okay. Great.
In 2021, we're going to do 10.
Wow.
And I think that's probably the good limit is 10. I think that's a good number to stay at. And that includes our raffle, which obviously our charity event that has a raffle that we're at today. So per year, about 8 to 9 off-road events. And then we have our capstone, charity event at the end of the year.
That's a full-time job right there.
We're
about.
We're looking to get maybe a few of the other Raptor Run groups together and do an annual event / charity That would include possibly Arizona Raptor runs, maybe even Texas.
Yeah, we'd love to do something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Interstate,
collaborate,
interstate,
Nevada,
to where we bring
yeah,
this similar style event, but we do it in, just in the middle of the desert.
Yeah,
and we have 3 different Raptor groups, and that's fantastic. So something like that, we're definitely ramping up to that style of event, or at least that magnitude. It's just number one, limitations with COVID. Number two,
well, hopefully that's coming to
an end. So that might stop things, but. Yeah, definitely 2021 it will be our kind of breakthrough year, and we really want to do some really interesting events, both on-road and off-road.
So very cool. Well, good, man, you guys are off to a rip-roaring start. You said this has been around for how long now?
Since 2017.
17,
yeah.
So okay, so you're in your third year, so you got 150 people or so in the.
Well, so for this event, we had
440 members.
Yeah,
440 members
who are active, participating.
There you go.
Yeah, we had about 120 to 130 here who are here today. But yeah, we have 445 active members online right now.
Great.
Wow.
That's really
who participate.
Right
almost
on.
every run. So
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, great job, guys. With
Thank
it.
you.
So,
Thank you.
check them out on Facebook and Instagram, NorCal Raptor Runs. Chris, Chad, any final words, final thoughts?
No, like I said, we're all about, new members and things like that. And, whether they're people from Southern California, either Nevada or whatever, we welcome all members, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there to test these trucks out and see what they can do.
Yeah, join us on Facebook for sure. That's the number one way to find us. That's the number one way to find out about future events. Don't limit yourself. Definitely, if you're a novice or if you're intermediate or if you're expert, come out on an event and check it out. I guarantee you'll have fun. This event, obviously today, we were here to support Given Hour. I think we did a great job.
Yeah.
I think they're thrilled with what we're going to be able to offer them.
It's a fantastic cause.
And
we haven't totaled up the numbers yet, but I bet we did pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to present them with the check.
Yeah.
Well, give us an update when you have that number, and we'll be happy to throw that out to the listeners.
Thank you guys for coming out too.
Cool, yeah, we're happy
Thank
to
you very
just be a
much.
small part of this. Yeah, thanks
absolutely.
for the invite.
Right on.
All right, guys.
Right
so
on.
much.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks again for having us.
Well, there it is, Chris. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
really
for sure.
cool event. I knew nothing about this Given Hour foundation.
Oh, me neither.
Never heard of it before. I mean, it's big.
Yeah.
And you could, if you're jazzed up about it and want to donate, you can go to givenhour.org. Givenhour.org. It's all spelled out.
Exactly. One big word, right?
ANHOUR.org. And right on their homepage, there's a big green donate button.
Absolutely. Very worthy cause.
It is. Here's their mission statement right here, and this sums it up. Given Hour's mission is to develop national networks of volunteers capable of responding to both acute and chronic conditions that arise within our society. By harnessing the skill and expertise of volunteer professionals, we are able to increase the likelihood that those in need receive the support and care they deserve. And, so like we learned, it's these doctors and psychiatrists and stuff that are giving an hour of their time. That's the premise of it. So
Right.
very cool and very, very needed, especially this time of the year.
Oh yeah.
And,
for sure.
It's nice to be part of that event and a charity, that when everything else was damn near canceled. So kudos to NorCal Raptor Runs and HELLATRAILS and Given Hour for being the recipient there. They had a hell of a raffle.
Oh yeah.
And there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little holiday feel good right there.
Yeah.
We're trying. We're just trying to keep things rolling here in this 2020 year that's coming to a close in just a couple weeks. So
I know, just a couple weeks.
Forward 2021. So
it can only get better,
anything else,
right?
Chris?
Huh? It can only get better, right?
Yeah, I don't even want to ask if it can get any worse because it's really been. It's just yeah.
All
right,
just keeps on giving. So
keep it positive.
All right, for sure. So anyway, I got nothing else in that, but that was great.
All right. Well, cool. That'll wrap up this bonus episode, holiday episode.
All right.
Hope you enjoyed it. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
From Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. We're out.
All right. Cheers.